Hello viewers, this is your Michael from School Reviews, bringing you my 647 podcast. This is my 647 podcast. Like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I try to do my best not to breach your heart during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this will contain some adult language if you're under 18. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain to adult language if you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, then it's good to watch this audio podcast recording. So anyway, with this anything else out the way, let's get into the topic of this podcast. Just recently, I just finished watching the first two episodes of the new X-Men 97 episode. So basically, the first two episodes aired this week, and I've just finished watching the first two episodes. So basically, I'm not going to talk about the, I'm, I'm not gonna give you a review on the two episodes that air. This is more like my predictions for this before this is my prediction of how this first season of X Men '97 is going to go. So anyway, here's my predictions for this whole first season of X Men for X Men '90, the first season. So basically, we know that as you know, we saw that Alberto, is Sunspot. It's the meeting Sunspot. So basically, the way him and Jubilee hit it off, most likely we're gonna see Jubilee and Alberto about a relationship together, and basically, we know that Roberto, the parent doesn't, according to Roberto, his parent doesn't know that is a mutant. So basically, at some point, he's gonna have to, he's gonna eventually either it's gonna be exposed as a mutant or even tell his parents that he's a mutant. So basically, these are my first two predictions. One, Roberto and Jubilee are going to be will be a couple. Then Roberto might either tell his parents that he's a mutant or gets exposed as a mutant. Now, my other prediction is that the executioner, who is the current leader of a branch of the French humanity, might end up breaking out of prison and basically in breaking trash and direct out of prison. So basically, I don't think that execution guy is not going to the execution guy who tried to take out Magneto with that weapon that ended up taking Storm's power. So basically, I figured that I figured that execution figured that maybe that special weapon must be been used to try to kill. Either he didn't know that the weapon that he created to take out Magneto can take Nick power. So basically, I think the executioner guy is going to help break Trash and Gyrich out of jail. So basically, I think that's why I think it's going to happen. The Prince of Humanity is going to break up Executioner, Gyrich, and Trash from jail, and then so basically after what went down went down with Storm powers being taken by the weapon that took Storm's powers, they could, most likely Trash, Gyrich, and Executioner will recognize that weapon to take away other mutant powers as well. So basically, the first humanity is going to break out Executioner, Trash, and Gyrich, and basically they're going to weaponize the weapon that took away Storm's powers, and basically use it against mutants, and against mutants, and use it against mutants, and basically and end up taking away mutant powers as well. Now, my other prediction is that yes, Gambit is going at some point. Gambit is going to confront Ro about her past, with so basically, at some point, Gamma is going to confront Ro about her past with Magneto, and basically, at some point, and basically, Ro might not, might continue to get close to Magneto, will continue to get close to Magneto and keep their relationship with each other, and then Garrett obviously is already know that something is going on between Magneto and Rogue. So basically, he's going to confront Rogue, and basically things are not going to be. It might be a big complication between Gambit and Magneto and Rogue. So basically, we not get to that point. You get to that point. Obviously, the biggest thing is that uh, Storm will pretty much Storm will basically will try to be try to live a normal life via her powers, but basically sooner or later either Sinister is going to seek her out, or Storm is going to seek Sinister out, and basically desperate enough. So basically, either way, if Storm goes to seek Sinister out, or Sinister, Mr. Sinister, seeks out Storm. Basically, so basically, I figured that Mr. Sinister is basically Storm might Mr. Sinister might help Storm get her power back somehow. So basically, even I figured that Mr. Sinister is going to help Storm get her powers back, but she might be off there a little bit, like so basically, like Mr. Sinister being the person he is, will try will give will get will give will get Storm her powers back, or Storm might or Storm can get her powers back herself. We ain't face with this string crisis or not, but it all depends. But most likely I could pick the Mr. Sinister and Storm, Storm, come together, Storm get her powers back, Sinister gives Storm hit, Sinister helps Storm to get her weather powers back, but Storm ends up being Mr. Sinister's lackey. I can picture that. As for the clone, after Jean Grey's clone, who is named, I think, Margaret, Miss Pryor. Yeah, Miss Pryor. That's Margaret. Yeah, Margaret. That's the name. If I'm pronouncing her name wrong, but I'm just gonna call her Jean Grey's clone. So basically, we know that if you watch the first two episodes, we know that they're doing the whole clone story, the whole gene clone thing from the comic book. So basically, most likely, it doesn't take a genius that gene clone is going to try to get with Scott. It's going to try to get with Scott, and basically and might end up ruining his marriage, his relationship with the real Gene. So basically, Gene is so basically, the Gene's clone is going to try to get with Scott and end up ruining his relationship with the real Gene. And basically, Gene and Tarkovsky are not going anywhere until this matter is resolved with Gene's clone and whatnot. So anyway, yeah. So basically, Scott and Jean are not going to lead the X Men because of Jean's clone, and plus of the situation right now, plus the situation that's going on and plus the situation going on right now. Everything right now is a bit crazy right now. So basically, Jean and Cyclops are not going anywhere. Jean's clone is going to try to get with Scott. It's going to try to get with Scott. And basically the Gene clone is going to ruin his relation. It's going to ruin Scott's. relationship with Gene with the real Gene. As for Morph pretty much Morph. So basically, it seems like Sinister might be a secondary villain in the series. So basically, as you know, Mr. Sinister done some mental damage to Moore. So basically, most likely since Mr. Sinister is, so basically, Morph might come to face to face with Mr. Sinister and might bring up all the mental trauma that he suffered by Mr. Sinister. So basically, Morph will. So basically, at some point, Morph will have to deal with the mental trauma. You might have to face will have to face Mr. Simpson for all the mental trauma that he went to after being brainwashed, or the mental trauma being controlled by Mr. Simpson. He will have to face odds against Mr. Sinister and whatnot. As for Bishop, most likely I don't know why I don't know why he's still apparently in that time in the current time period with the X Men. Most likely that might come to play at some point. As for Professor X, most likely I figure he might come back at the end of the series. So basically, at the end of the first season of the series. So basically, my prediction is that basically time shenanigans might catch up to him in the past where he's with the X Men right now, and basically, so basically that's gonna might play a part in it. But as of right now, I figured they're gonna. I think that charge might come back at the end of the first at the end of the last episode of the first season of X Men '90. So anyway, this is just my prediction videos about what's going to happen. Or Gene Clone is going to interfere with Scott and the real Gene's relationship. Gambit is going to confront front row about her relationship with Magneto. More face the will have to face us against Mr. Sinister for the mental trauma that he caused him. Well, Roberto, aka Sunspot, and Jubilee might become a couple. Of Roberto's parents might either it's gonna find out that Roberto's a mutant, or he's gonna tell his parents that he's a mutant, or he's gonna get exposed as a mutant, and and Storm might either try to adjust to be a normal person, but eventually might end up with Sinister and basically might end up either seeking out. Storm might either finding Sinister, or Mr. Sinister will find Storm, and basically Storm will make a deal with Mr. Sinister to get her powers back and basically become Mr. Sinister's and ended up becoming Mr. Sinister's lackey. And basically, so basically, maybe that Bishop's time shenanigans will catch up to him in the current time period when he's with the X Men. Actually, the friend, the leader of the Friends of Humanity, Mr. Executioner, the Friends of Humanity is going to make Executioner, Trash, and Guy to weaponize those weapons that was used to take away Storm's power and use it against every mutant in the world. So basically, the Friends of Humanity is going to break up Mr. Executioner, Trash, and Gyrick out of prison. They're gonna make more weapons that will take away mutant powers and basically equip them with the Sentinels and whatnot. As for the government, it's pretty obvious that after they might figure out how to might use the weapon, might use the technology, the weapon that was used by executioner that was used to take away stolen powers and market it as a cure for any mutant that wants to be cured permanently. So basically, this is just my predictions about what's going to happen in the first season of X-Men '90. So anyway, what do you guys think about my prediction? Good, bad, or just nah, or just okay? Please let me know in the comments below. Anyway, signing off. This is Michael. Signing off for Scooby Reviews. One.